Good morning, my little ramblers. Thought I'd come and ramble a little bit before getting dispatched to go run my route. It's snowing. It's outside. It's that kind of situation. And I noticed that I was feeling stressed. So I was like, I should go get something. I want something. Stress. It's stress. I want a stress snack. I want a stress sweet. I want a stress. Because it's snowing out. It's going to snow until 2. I have, about 50-something stops. It's better than yesterday. Yesterday it was 80 stops, and I had to code because the snowstorm set in and blizzard conditions in the mountain town that I was in. So I had to code like the last 5 stops that I had, weather code it. So I got to clean that up today. So I got about 53. It's not a bad day. It's really not a bad day. It's not. It's just this what I would do in a situation like this because I worked this job while I was obese and overweight, and I would probably go buy a bag of candy, and I would just eat a bag of candy all day, or I would get that stuff made me feel like crap, but I would get from the gas station, the town pump, I would get the edible cookie dough that comes in like a freaking there's probably like 4 or 5 servings in that, because I'm assuming like 1 or 2 pieces is a serving, and there's like 6 to 8 pieces or something like that. And I want, I'm stressed out, and I'm like, why am I craving? Because I did eat breakfast this morning, so I had an egg on some of my artisanal bread that I had left from my trip to the bakery, and I'm only doing that once a month. I've decided at the end of the month, because I try to do low to no carb, like a low moderate to no carb. I don't really consider myself keto because vegetables have carbs. I know like keto people still eat vegetables, but I just don't like. For me, but I guess that would be considered carnivore then, if you were just like straight meat and like animal products, you're straight carnivore. But I consider my diet to be moderate to low to no carb, just depending on the day, the week, whatever. I almost always do vegetables every day because fiber, and it makes they taste good, and they're filling, and they're inexpensive, and so I always usually do veggie. So there's very few days where I do absolutely no carb, but there are many days where I do no bread, no grain, no bread, no nothing. And this morning I had my last piece of bread from this French baker in town, and I put a little bit of goat cheese on it with a fried egg and avocado oil, and it was good. I had 3 pieces of tempeh bacon, and I should be satisfied. That was roughly around 20-ish grams of protein. I keep I don't track. I'm trying to, now that I've lost the weight, I'm trying to gain the skill set of eating mindfully, not intuitively. I guess there is a big difference. Because my intuitive would be eating all the snacks. I eat mindfully. I prioritize protein. I prioritize vegetables and fiber. And so I loosely count my calories. I keep a loose idea in my head of calories, and then I weigh myself twice a week just to keep an eye on things and make sure that, if I see myself sliding up a little bit, I'm like, okay, I gotta rein it back a little bit, because that's, I think, the biggest issue people can have in their health journey is they lose the weight, and then they get really kind of arrogant or something about it, and they're like, oh, I'm good now. You can't go back to doing exactly what you were doing, otherwise you will put the weight back on. There are things that have to stay consistently changed. You can't just do, I don't do sugar drinks ever. I probably will never ever do sugar drinks. Maybe once or twice a year, if that. There's just no reason to drink calories. That's my biggest sacrifice change, consistent change. I don't let myself have anything sugar drinks. There's no reason. But I do let myself indulge in bread, and I'm letting myself do that once a month from a very specific bakery, where everything's in-house, and he is legit from France, and he moved to this town, and he makes his bread in-house, and there's no sugar, no additives. It's healthier. I get it that bread is still ultra processed, but I love bread, and so that's my one monthly indulgence, is I go get a loaf of his bread, and I usually give some of it away. I'll cut like a third of it off, and I'll give it to a friend or a neighbor or something, so that way I don't have a full loaf. Because I don't need a full loaf, because I will eat a full loaf. If I have it, I will eat it. I know myself. If I spend money on it, it will be eaten. So I need to make sure when I buy something, especially if it's a like high quantity, I only keep whole foods in my house, unless it's like a specific thing. Like if I buy a bag of chips, I know I'm gonna eat the bag of chips on the weekend. That's my like little indulgence, and they're grain free. Fine, whatever. But I'm not bringing bulk things and expecting myself to like ration it out. No, it will not be rationed. So you have to work learn your habits and learn your limitations and your boundaries. But I was having to talk to myself because my anxious voice was like, go get a cookie, go get a cookie. You want a cookie? Go get a cookie. It's cold outside. It's snowing. You want a cookie? Go get a cookie. You don't need a cookie. It's what is it? It's 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. You don't need a fucking cookie just because it's snowing outside and you have to go, you're going to be driving, like sugar, you don't need it. You had your breakfast, you prioritized your protein, you brought your lunch with you. Well, technically your last meal of the day. I normally try to do OMAD, but it was cold and snowy, so I was like, okay, I'm going to eat and prioritize protein this morning, so that way I know my brain and my like habit, like old habits are going to be like, because when it's like weather is like this, I get stressed, and when I'm stressed I get snacky. So I was like, okay, I'm going to eat protein. And then I brought my steak and potatoes and my fried cucumbers and peppers, and I made a little yogurt marinara green shrimp like concoction thing. Does it look the best? No, but it does taste pretty good, I think. I'm weird, I don't know. But it's full of protein and shrimp and yogurt, and I like the marinara. It gives it a little bit of like pizzazz or whatever. And marinara and salsa are goats. Like marinara and salsa, add it to your shit. Adds a little bit of flavor, adds a little bit more veggies. If you have no problems with like the added sodium, like it's fine. I drink anywhere from 100 to 160 ounces of water a day. I drink 2 of these. I'm already like, I already was down to, I had half this morning from yesterday, and I finished it this morning, and I refilled this, and then I have my water reservoir, my 3-liter reservoir, and I'll finish that by like 1 or 2, and then I'll refill it and drink at least half of it a second. So I usually drink 1 to 1.5, 2 of those. Water. It helps. And it's just like breathing. I know it's cliche. Just breathe. Breathe through the stress. Breathe through like the anxiety, and like know that good things are coming. The goal of I'm trying to get into the mentality of understanding that the goal of a random day, a random Tuesday, a random Wednesday, even a random Friday, just because it's Friday doesn't mean you need a treat either. I fell into that mentality, of the habit too, of like, oh, it's Friday, it's payday, I'm going to go get a treat. No, just because it's a Friday doesn't mean you need a treat. You want a treat, you don't need it. Plan your indulgences. I'm getting a facial next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And I plan to go to a bakery that's only open during the week that I can never go to because I work Monday through Friday from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And she's only open Monday through Friday from like 8 a.m. to 2, so I can never go there, ever. The universe prevents me. But I'm taking that day off to go get a facial. That was my treat for myself. And I'm going to go get one of her pastries. And that is my treat. And I'm looking forward to it. And yes, I have to wait about a week and a half to get it. And it will be worth it. And I will have a high protein breakfast. I will have at least 50 to 60 ounces of water. Well, I mean, not 60, but like at least like 50 ounces of water before I do it, so I can enjoy it. Because it's better to enjoy your pleasurable treats that have like no nutritional value. No nutritional value. It is better to enjoy them when you are already satiated on your protein and your water, And you can really enjoy the textures and the flavors, and like, because that's the only point of eating that stuff, is the textures and the flavors. It's completely hedonistic. It's pleasure. It's mouth pleasure. So it's better to enjoy, though. Don't eat pleasurable things when you're actually hungry. When you're actually hungry, eat a satisfying, high protein, fiber filled meal and drink your water. And then if it's a planned indulgence, you will enjoy it way more. In my personal preference opinion, because if I'm actually hungry, I will eat it too quickly. I eat my food quickly if I'm actually hungry. I have to be mindful when I eat to eat slower, and because I still enjoy my meat and my veggies and, you know, my actual nutritious food, but when I get hungry, I tend to eat quickly, so I try to slow that down. But when it's something that's just purely for pleasure, purely for the taste and the flavor, you want to be satiated on actual food. And then that way I've also noticed that if you're already satiated, you're already full, you can enjoy it slowly, mindfully, and then you might even like stop halfway and not finish it, and then you can have the other half later, and then you get it twice, kind of. I've noticed that, like, I'll have half of something that I have just for pleasure, and because I'm already full on a meal and I feel good and I'm already satiated, I can enjoy it and then be like, okay, I'm good, and I put the rest away, and I can have the rest because I already planned for it. It was already an indulgence, and, you know, I was going to have the whole thing anyway, but because I was already satiated, I ate half, saved the other half for later on in the day, or then even the next day. That does happen. That can happen. So just little tips and tricks, and don't give in to the little stressful voice in your head that tells you want a cookie on a random Tuesday just because it's snowing and it's cold, because you don't need it. You just want it, and it's not going to benefit you in any way. So us little stressful ramblers need to take a beat, take a breath, and relax, and go get our route done, and take care of our random Tuesday chores, and go to bed and do it all again tomorrow. Such is life. Until next time, stay hydrated.